Busta Rhymes and YG Marley. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a good goddamn episode for you today. Because, guys, we are talking about, I guess, one of the most, one of the legends out there, one of the legend rappers out there, Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes has dropped a new song. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Busta Rhymes, he's been dropping for a little bit, and I think he dropped a whole album. I remember back in the day, not back in the day, I'm lying to y'all, making this sound older than it was, but no, I think it was just a year ago where I covered Busta Rhymes and Coil Ray together on a track. And honestly, I thought the track was pretty gosh darn dang good. So Busta Rhymes has not really disappointed me lately with the covers that I've done. And let's talk about this damn song, because we got Busta Rhymes featuring YG Marley, which I've never talked about YG Marley, but we all know Bob Marley, YG Marley. He's kind of the next guy up. I think so. I think that's how it works. I don't know really, but I'm assuming so because he's already really fucking popular. So that's awesome. YG Marley, I've never really talked about on this show, but he's dropped a couple of songs. I saw his debut song a long time ago. Guys, I've been keeping up with this artist. I've just, haven't had a reason to really talk about him, but today that is goddamn changing. Before we start this episode, guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. I'm dropping content every single day. We got some pop reviews lined up. We got a lot of stuff we're covering. Guys, we are not slowing down, so make sure you follow wherever you're at. Busta Rhymes, YG Marley, Treasure and Gold. Let's talk about this damn song. Starting off with the beat. This beat, honestly, I will say this beat's pretty good. We have a little bit of a mix of we got some drums, we got some electric. We got those electric classic club type drums, but we also have elements of, instrumentation really being in the song. We have instrumentation from horns in the back. We got horns in the back. I've heard some piano in the song too, background vocals too. We also have some guitar in the back too. We also have a guitar solo at the end of this beat. So overall, I will say this beat has a lot to it. And I really enjoy that when you can have production that just has, this element in the back, this element in the back, this to make it stand out, this to make it sound really good. I think those are just the little things that really encapsulate and really create a song. So much of music these days can be easily, it can just be easily lifeless. It can be easily soulless. But if you can add, this or these little touches to really make the instrumental pop off and do its thing, it's just going to be an overall more enjoyable listening experience. So overall, when we're listening to the song, guys, having all these switch ups, this shit's like if I was on a skyscraper and I ate a fucking apple pie on a skyscraper and the shit fell off of it. The pie went boom. It went falling all the way down on the ground. But all these little elements like birds, having a bite of it, maybe some bugs having a bite of this pie, and then it finally hits the floor. All these different elements of this pie dropping from a skyscraper is how this beat is. There's all these little elements to make this beat pop off, to make it really hit. And it just overall just has a really good gosh darn dang vibe. Overall, this shit's like this is like if my grandma made a pot pie for me. It was homemade, freshly baked in a goddamn oven. And that shit just hits every time. It's like this beat. It just has so many different layers into it, so much different into it. It just makes it a standout beat. Overall, I'm going to say the production is pretty good. It's pretty good. Production's pretty good. The only thing I'm going to say about the production, and this is my only negative about it, could we get a beat drop? We had a little bit of a beat drop. We had those, those hi-hats come in. Those hi-hats get a little bit more. We have that funky bass, but we also have, the horns really showing out. But can we get a better beat drop? I want to hear those drums really hit. I want to hear those drums really go crazy. I think that's what's all missing from this song is that, when we get to the second hook or when we get to Busta Rhymes doing his thing, I wish there was I wish there was louder drums behind it. I wish there was more boom to these drums behind it to really make, the hook stand out, the verse stand out, and it just overall, it just makes it a better, enjoyable experience when you have a booming goddamn beat. So that's my only negative about it. but it's not a real, big deal negative. So the beat is still pretty good. The production is still pretty good. Let's move on and talk about YG Marley, because he is mostly in this song, surprisingly so. Kind of feels like Busta Rhymes is more of a feature on this own song. YG Marley's in the beginning. I like his singing voice. I like his flow. He kind of reminds me, he reminds me of kind of NBA Youngboy. As you know, NBA Youngboy does this kind of blues type, really emotion, like singing. He might not be hitting all the notes, but he's really putting his fucking heart into singing these lyrics. That's the kind of same vibe I'm getting from YG Marley. Maybe not all the notes are hitting on this verse, and maybe there is some moments where you can go, the singing is not that well on point, but it makes up for it for how much emotion and kind of the heart you can kind of hear when you're listening to the song. And it overall just kind of shows that, you don't need, the wrong thing, a lot of misconception about autotune is that you need to sing really good on autotune, or you need to, make sure you're putting in, a crazy effort into your singing. No, decent singing and good autotune are two factors that can really bring up your song. So we have okay singing from YG Marley, but we got that autotune that just makes it pop. And then, he might not be hitting all the notes, but it sounds good. It sounds like he's really putting his heart into this instrumental, and you can really goddamn hear it. So overall, just gives a really good gosh darn dang vibe. And so I will say this, I like that. I really like that. I wish NBA Youngboy did that more, I wish he did. I wish he would have evolved. Maybe NBA Youngboy would have evolved on that. But YG Marley seems to be, doing the best at it right now. And overall, it's pretty gaga. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Sorry, the cold's kind of affected my speech a little bit. YG Marley overall did his thing on here. He also did his thing on the hook. He sounded really good on the hook. I like him on the hook. The only thing that throws me off a little bit on the beginning of the hook is Busta Rhymes coming in here with his computer auto-tune robotic kind of voice he has these days. That threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but, it's only in there for a couple of seconds, and then YG Marley immediately comes back on this song. So that's the only thing that I don't like what Busta Rhymes was doing on here. He also does that at the end, too, and I just think it's unnecessary. Probably could have just ended the song. Kind of drags out the song a little bit too much. I felt like you didn't really need all that. But going into my next point, Busta Rhymes. How did Busta Rhymes, do his thing on here? I will say, Busta Rhymes can still rap his goddamn ass off. I mean, every time I review a Busta Rhymes song in the present day, I go, goddamn, man still got it. Man can still go crazy on the flows. I mean, there are so many flow switch-ups in this song, so many different flows that just overall make this a really enjoyable experience to listen to. I mean, it's like, Lord goddamn mighty. I really enjoy what Busta Rhymes does on here. I like the different flows he's playing with. My only thing is that I really wish the verse was shortened. I say Busta Rhymes was a feature with YG Marley. Maybe we could have leaned into that. Maybe we could have leaned into that a little bit more, because I do feel like Busta Rhymes' verse kind of drags out. I do like how they kind of try to switch the instrumental up, and he switches his flows up, but I do think overall that's just kind of dragging of the song, guys. So overall, the beat's pretty good. I like the beat. YG Marley did his thing on here. Busta Rhymes did his thing. Couple of things I didn't really like what Busta Rhymes did on here, but overall it doesn't really impact the song that much negatively. So overall, guys, Busta Rhymes, YG Marley, Treasure and Gold, I think this is a pretty good song, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, guys. What'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. I'm dropping content every day. It's cold as hell, guys. I'm going to get back inside. And also, I'm going to be watching the Bills and Ravens game. So I'm going to go watch football. I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye. Also, I don't know why Busta Rhymes was doing all that in the beginning. It really threw me off track. All right, guys. Bye.